Thanks for tuning in. Heading off to work a little earlier than usual. Usually I get on the job around 9, 10 o'clock because I'm semi-retired and I don't have to work a lot of hours anyway. But today's preparation day and I'm going to get out of there early. And not that I have a lot to do. Preparation is easy. I have soup that I just need to heat up, and maybe what I'll do is I'll cook some rice, because then on Sabbath I can just put that in the pan, dump the soup in there, and warm it up. I don't cook on Sabbath. I will reheat soup. I tried chicken noodle soup with yellow rice, but it was like, ugh. The two flavors just didn't work well with each other. The yellow rice I get has green peppers and onions in it, to save me time. Anything I can buy at the store that's already prepared, as long as, there's no unclean foods in it, such as natural flavorings, which we know could be beaver butt. I'll talk on that sometime, about foods and different things. And we have to be very careful, this time, because a lot of things they no longer are required to show in the ingredients. Even like with supplements, the place I was getting them at, they had gel caps, but I didn't know what they were made out of because that could have come from pork, And so I asked them specifically one time when they made a phone call and said, "Yeah, there's pork in it." That's what I suspected. So I didn't buy it there. The supplements I started buying after that use vegetable-based gel caps, and they'll tell you on the bottle, if it's suitable for vegetarians or suitable for vegans. There's a difference. But anyway, I'm thinking on my life, as I grow and stuff. When I was young, I was very much a pushover. And I think that was probably due to the abuse I endured when I was young. And when I look at Messiah, although he didn't defend himself, neither was he a pushover. And this guy at work I've been dealing with, and he actually came a couple days ago and I saw him out. He didn't come in yesterday. I guess the weather was too rough for him. And I got out there and worked, but he came up and insulted me, but handled it well. He says, "Well, they're saying this about you, they're saying that about you." And I says, "Who is they?" So, they, he's not a real smart guy. I says, "No, I don't know who they is." I says, "You brought it up. I figured you would know who they are." I says, "I would really like to talk to them because it sounds to me like they're wrong." I says, "I hear a lot of people say things, but I've learned not to believe everything, And so he couldn't say anymore. He walked away. See? So this is one of the things that I've learned to do, in understanding more wisdom. There's some people that get angry and set up, more defense mechanisms. We don't need defense mechanisms when we have the love of the Father. He gives us our self-esteem. Self-esteem has nothing to do with arrogance. Because when you have arrogance, you've gone the wrong way. And I think people need to be accountable for what they say and what they do. And this guy, I will not talk to him friendly anymore. I mean, he's not in the faith anyway, so he's not a friend. He's wanted to several times. Another guy worked a while back. We were on a big commercial project. He's not with our company anymore, but they must have heard somehow I read the Bible or I'm in the faith or something, And but he'd come to me every day and we'd have lunch together. And he'd ask me about the Bible. We'd end up having a Bible study there at work, so I enjoyed that. But he's not with us anymore. But this guy I'm working on this house with, he's been challenging over the years. He wanted to be friends with me, go fishing, and I mentioned it to Jim, you know, and because that's not slander or gossip, it's not private information. And he says, you want to be friends with you when he does this to you, you know, because they know how he is, you know. And so I'll probably see him today, and I'll just mention to him that if you go and insult people, you cannot expect them to be kind to you. Now I've got things to do, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to handle this the best way I can. And I said that's probably, you know, the best way. And there was other ways, you know, that were much stronger. And but I thought that's not, you know, let's try to keep things peaceful in any event. But he's going to understand that no, you know, I'm not going to spend time talking to you if you're going to behave in that way, because my friends are humble people, you know. And I realize that, you know, saying as little as possible is usually best. You know, just keep it short and effective. Doesn't even have to be sweet. It has to be effective. So, you know, I think on things to do and stuff, and it's not about, you know, I don't want to set defense mechanism. Oh, I don't want people to trample on me. Well, they're not trampling on you. They're just being who they are, because they don't know how to love people. A slowpoke in front of me. Should have passed him before, taking his sweet old time. Another one passed him. I wanted to get around him at that point. They're turning off anyway up here. I don't know what their big hurry is. Pulling into an industrial park, so they're obviously at work. You know, maybe they're late, you know, but if you're late, you're late. It don't matter. You don't have to speed to get there. That's one thing I learned. I'm fortunate in my job. I set my own hours, you know, within reason. You know, there are limits to that, but it's been a good situation for me. The Father's blessed me with that. Got a lot of trust from my boss. You know, I work by the hour now. We used to be piecework, but you know, I think he's got everybody hourly, and he trusts me just to keep track of that. You know, and I owe him some money. He helped me through a little while, and he's trusting me to keep track of that and let him know when I haven't paid back. You know, because it just goes and it's coming. I just work it off every week. You know, if I work 30 hours, you know, there's probably 5 hours I take out of that to pay it back. So it's good, you know, it's good to have that kind of trust among people, you know. And but when people are insulting you, those are not humble people. You don't want those people in your life. Even if you work with them, you still have to keep peace. But you have to set boundaries. And I'm talking to a friend of mine down in the South. She's had trouble setting boundaries, and I told her I have to. You know, and so I'm learning more about it. Because narcissists will trample those boundaries. And I've said them before to my dad. Did he trample them? Yeah. Seemed like he had a short memory, even though usually he's had a very sharp memory. Some people call that selective memory. But so I'm learning more about it as I go along. We don't have to get angry and hostile with people to, you know, choose who we want in our life and not. You know, just because you work with somebody doesn't mean you have to spend time talking with them on your break. You know, just go in there, you're cordial, you go about your business. Hi, how you doing? And you go about, you know, go about what you're doing. And so, learning more of that, you know, and coming out of the effects of the past. You know, it's a lifelong process that we go through to learn more about life and behavior and healthy behavior. You know, like, you know, when we're young, a lot of us erupt. I was one of them. Finally, I would let it build up until I erupted. And that's not a good thing. You know, trying to be very tolerant of people, but that's not a good thing. You're better off dealing with it as it comes, dealing with it effectively, you know, and because this guy's been a problem at work, plus with the things I'm dealing with my dad, you know, and talking with other people, trying to help them through their situations, it starts to pile up. So I have to go before the Father. Or the other day, I called my boss to talk. You know, he's a man of understanding. He's not in our faith, but he's a man of understanding. He's a mature man. And I know I can talk to him like that. He is actually the first one to come to me one time. He goes, his head was kind of down. He goes, Steve, can I talk to him? You must have recognized that in me. But, you know, we do that with one another now and then. And that's why men need men, because a man can't lay his deeper problems on a woman. They're not built that way. I mean, they can talk a certain amount, but keep it light, guys. You know, if you talk to your wife or a woman friend or your girlfriend, whoever that is, keep it light. Don't dump a big load on them. Especially because of the fact that they already have a big load they're already trying to deal with. And we're the ones that need to pick them up out of that, you know. So men sometimes need another man to talk to. You know, it's fortunate. I have a boss like that. I think I have a brother on Facebook I can talk to that way too. He's messaged me sometimes. I don't message many people. I usually keep that shut down on everybody's account. But I have a little bit open with people that just talk. They're not there to, you know, share videos and just advertise and blah, blah, blah. Because I don't do that messenger either, you know. And I have a few people that I consider friends that will talk to them on Messenger, but I think I got at least one man on there. Maybe two. And, you know, not many men can talk at that level. There was another guy at work, actually he's not with our company anymore, but I could kind of talk to him a little bit, you know, on some deeper things about life too. And we never talked about much, but once I brought it up, we started talking about it, and I was surprised actually what he understood. And it's usually the more mature men that understand the deeper side of life, you know. We talked to him, and he goes, it's good to talk about this once in a while. And I said, yeah. And, you know, somebody that's not in the faith, you know, they get it, but I still have to be careful, because I'm not going to cast my pearl before swine. So there's things I will not discuss with them that I would discuss with a brother, you know. And we have to keep it at that. We have to understand that. Slow poke here in front of me. 55-mile-an-hour zone and doing like 40. You know, yeah, the roads have a little bit of snow on them. They're not that bad. I can get it up here to the speed limit. I'm not real fast, but I'm not real slow either. I think I try to keep a pace that I can handle. You know, everybody's in a different place. I mean, I didn't see who was driving. Who knows? You know, I don't, you know, blow my horn and get violent or anything. I just, you know, for an opening to drive around. It could be an elderly woman, you know, that's a little more on the, you know, tender side. So we have to be sensitive toward those people. And there's people that are probably, you know, the brash people, you know, don't like me either. You know what I mean? And but I'm trying to find a balance in my life. You know, things. What was that? Ice falling off a tree or something. Something swiped my antenna. But I'm on the road. I'm not even on the shoulder. I've had that happen before, where maybe some ice got on the limb of a tree, and the weight pulled it down where it hits your antenna when you go by. But doesn't look like anything is wrong. No glass broken or anything. So I've had to take some time. I've been watching some funny videos on YouTube. And that helps, you know. You got to pick your spirits up, because I've learned, you know, that when, you know, I'm down like that, I said I gotta do something to lift my spirit again. And because when you're happier, you can think through things better. When you're cast down, your thoughts are not going to be good. You're going to think the worst of things, you know. And think, yeah, this is how to react to that guy. This is how to handle it, and it feels good, right, to your flesh. But you know, and sometimes I get into that mode, but I know it's wrong. You know, I've come along far enough to know it's wrong, and that even though I'm working through that by myself alone and venting alone, you know, that's not how to handle it with another person. And you know, I'll take time before my Heavenly Father. Those things are valuable to us, you know. We can't take what our gut thinks is right to another person and blast them, because we're at fault. No matter what they did, we're still at fault. Messiah told us to overcome evil with good. And that's been the direction of my life, no matter what people have done to me. It's not easy, people. It's downright hard sometimes. And many of you have probably, you know, been down that road to one degree or another. So, it's important to seek peace and ensue it. You know, and you know, as we learn more of the Father's love and apply it, Shema, you know, the Hebrew word Shema, hear and do. It's very important. That guides us, you know. The Psalm of Proverbs says, you know, concerning the Father's word, you know, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path, or something like that. Very true. Because, you know, when I was younger, well, I still read Proverbs sometimes, but when I was younger, you know, healing and stuff, I was in the book of Proverbs a lot, you know. And this is why, you know, we have to retrain our thinking. The scripture tells us, you know, to renew our mind. Because it's not about how we feel. We can't go by our feelings because they're not accurate. We have to go by what we know. And that'll put our emotions into line. Because when I was young, I was damaged emotionally. I had to heal, come out of that. And the Father does that. His Word promises that He'll bind up our wounds. But we have to seek Him. And He tells us, when you search for me with all your heart, then you'll find me. It takes a lot of work. You know, it's not an easy path. It's a very narrow path. And Scripture says there are not many who find it, only very few. So we have to spend every day of our lives, not just once in a while, you know. Oh, we went to church last week and talked about it, you know. Oh, that's nice. Okay. What have you done the rest of the week? And I don't go to church. I actually prefer home-based fellowship and meeting with and right on the other side of the road, headed right toward me, just so I can make a right turn. I know that turn is a little challenging, but it's not that bad. You know, growth and maturity is in the direction of love. The maturity in this world is not in that direction, although naturally they will be kinder people. But spiritual maturity holds an extra depth for the believer. it's known that we can actually transcend the ego. And that's a depth I haven't talked about. Maybe sometime I'll get into that, deeper levels of, maturity and gaining an excellent spirit. We know that Messiah had that because he was and is perfect. Even when he was crucified, it says he was as a lamb led to the slaughter. He held his tongue completely, never rose up against those people. And he was in no way selfish, in no way arrogant. The embodiment of perfection and complete maturity in love, in the Father's love. It's funny, there was a school bus that turned in front of me back there because I had to wait for the stop sign. My luck still ahead of me. I'm going to gain on them eventually. Hope I'll be able to pass them. What happens sometimes, they have so many stops along these roads that it's like, you got to stop and wait for them, then one house down to stop them again, I'm patient, but I don't want to wait that long. Like every other house or something stopping for a kid. Fortunately, I haven't stopped so far. Sometimes it's actually a benefit when they stop, because if you're in a passing zone, then you can usually get around them before they can accelerate enough anyway. But anyway, thanks for watching. Today is preparation day. So, later on today, we'll be heading into Sabbath. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a blessed Sabbath. People in Australia are already into Sabbath. I'm East Coast, United States. So this is morning here. I woke up pretty early, probably 3 o'clock this morning. I fell asleep early yesterday, and that was good because I could get my online work done early this morning, and it's almost 8:30 here now. So I need to work about 8:30. I don't have too much further to go. And I hope to see you in the next one. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. I want to reach more people for Messiah. Shalom.